Right, thank you for staying with us. This morning, just like I said, we'll be focusing solely on the state, Osun State, the state of the living spring, the southwestern part of the country, where it's been a bit of back and forth, especially with the pronouncement of the governor of the state recently talking about the recruitment of teachers into the state public schools. And it seems a fresh controversy has emerged over the recruitment of these teachers into state schools, as government and the opposition of Progressive Congress have differed sharply about the developments and given different accounts on the status and sincerity of the exercise. Now, the Osun State Government said the process of issuing letters of appointment to the first batch of newly recruited teachers is underway. And it also dismissed claims that senior officials are deliberately frustrating the exercise. Now, in a statement issued in Osogbo, the spokesperson to the Governor, Olawale Rasheed, said the directive of Governor Ademola Adeleke was being implemented by relevant agencies in line with established procedures. And the Malam said that earlier delays were linked to funding challenges and the implementation of the new minimum wage. And he stressed that neither the head of service nor the chief of staff was obstructing the process. And according to him, let me quote him now. The State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, and the Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, are jointly coordinating the deployment of successful candidates under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. Now, reports suggesting that top government officials are blocking the release of letters of appointment are false. Officials involved were working hard to ensure the successful completion of the first phase. But the APC in Osun State responded to that. In a statement by the Osun APC Director of Media and Information, Kolapo Alimi Commissioner, the opposition party accused the government of relying on mere rhetoric rather than concrete action, particularly over plans to replace teachers disengaged in 2022. And quoting the APC statement now, how can a government announce readiness to recruit teachers without clearly stating the figures involved or the cost implication? The party insisting that such gaps undermine public confidence and also rejected the government's claim that limited access to local government funds were responsible for delays. We look into the other matters in the course of the program. And of course, you have a video on your screen. We allow you to take a listen. That was where, very recently, where the governor, made that pronouncement again. Take a look.
I'm happy to announce that I've approved the release of letters of appointment to the new teachers. The Commissioner of Education is to act on this directive with immediate effect. This directive gives effect to the decision of the State Assembly Council at its early December 2025 meeting.
All right, we have with us in the studio today an APC Chieftain in Osun and a former special advisor on education. Very instructive to say that, to Governor Gboyega Oyetola, the former governor of the state. He's there. Honorable Jamiu Olawumi, good morning and Happy New Year to you.
I wish you the same, and well, I'm here. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And this is where we are right now. And for the benefit of the persons, that are wondering, possibly you don't live here, you don't follow the story, a recruitment, the government announced a recruitment into the teaching service in the Osun, in the state, like 2-3 years ago. And of course, the process was started, examinations were done, and all of those things. But till now, really, except until recently, a few days ago, when the governor announced that this process, it's giving of letters, appointment letters to teachers is underway, and it will be in batches. But you remember, just after the governor came into power, they said because the way the recruitment of teachers that was done after former Governor Oyetola lost the election, the way it was done, it was not done in good faith. It was done to cause problem for the incoming government because they said they had all the time to do that. They didn't do that. It was just because they lost election and they were just few weeks or months away from leaving that they did that to cut chaos for the Adeleke government. So they said it wasn't well done. They disengaged all those that were, recruited, quote unquote, by the Oyetola government at the time. Many persons were calling on them. So if that wasn't properly done, what are you going to do about it? And they, put machinery in motion, and people have been asking what's going on. But then in their defense, they have always said the local government in Broglie has hampered the process of the recruitment. But recently, a few days ago, just like in that video, the governor said, we are ready. The dispatching of recruitment, letters of appointment is underway and to be in batches. But since the APC government, the APC party, the opposition party in the state, is not having any of that. And one of them is Mr. Jamiu Olawumi. What do you make? Why is the APC, rebuffing this new development? Because the Adeleke government have always said, whatever you started before you left in 2022 was not done in good faith. So they had to make it right. And now they are about completing that particular process. And you don't think possibly, it's just the way it is.
It's funny.
Why? What is funny?
Funny. I'll tell you what is funny.
Go ahead, sir.
But let me give you a background information that I was the chairman of Teachers Recruitment Committee under Oyetola's administration. And we put up notice for recruitment in 2020. And in 2019 to start in April 2020. But there was COVID. So it was difficult bringing people together, especially when government had announced globally that there should be shut down. To make sure that the exercise was credible, we gave recruitment examination to the foremost examination body in Africa, that is Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB in Nigeria. So that, because experience had shown that when Governor Gboyega was there was a recruitment. The recruitment examination was given to Osun. It was pen and paper exam, but it was also not successful until government gave it to WAEC. That was when they were able to recruit over 3,000 then. So we learning from that, we thought it shouldn't be a pen and paper thing, and we gave it to JAMB. The examination fee, recruitment fee, was 3,000. And I remember about 32,000 applied to teach in Osun State. That gives you about 90 million. JAMB took about 65 million from it. And the others funds we are not here for audit. Right. But what was important was the credibility of the exam. And the next thing was to write to the assembly, State House of Assembly, for inclusion in budget for 2,500 teachers in 2 tranches. And it was in the budget for 2021 and 2022. So there was nothing done there that would appear a booby trap for any government, because fund was provided for it. And the House of Assembly approved the budget. Right? So if anybody starts to say it was a booby trap, it is out of ignorance. When this government was campaigning, the Adeleke government, it promised to declare state of emergency on education. And you and I know what state of emergency means. It means it's going to be at the front burner, the foremost policy of government. For this government, for 3 years, I had not recruited a single teacher, but instead a pop-off seller at Okefia to come and cook for the government. When they started, then they wanted to start the recruitment. The exam was given to Osun again, and it was all the crises that they had. 5,000 they charged each applicant, giving them about 120 million or 125 million from applicants for the purpose of the exam. what we did during 2020-2021 recruitment was to give Unity Bank Osogbo as holding bank for the money, so that the money does not go into treasury. And when you need it, you need to apply to the governor. So when the transaction between Ministry of Education then, under our supervision, was between JAMB and Unity Bank, holding the money for the candidate. It was Unity Bank even that paid JAMB. So what we have started to see now is rhetorics that local government money was not coming and they will not recruit teachers. Let me tell you this.
Is that not enough?
Let me tell you this. It is not enough. Because as I speak today, they are spending 96 billion naira on roads leading to Ede alone. And you can ask me, I can ask you.
What about other places where roads are being constructed?
Excuse me. Don't disturb my thought, my line of thought. So when it's time for you to ask questions, if you are spending 96 billion naira on roads in Ede alone, and you now had other roads in others, 14.9 billion naira in Ife, about 32 billion naira in Osogbo, you cannot say road take precedence before education of young people who are going to be leaders of the state tomorrow. Let me tell you, an infraction that lasts a year in education will take you more than 5 years to redeem. Because the students, the pupils are not going to be stationary. They move from class to class, half-baked. So you are breeding people who are going to lie under the bridge to start bags and phones. Because they will not get matriculable results at WAEC and NECO. And all the gimmicks and the deception that this government is using in the education are just too many. Too many.
How do you mean deception and gimmick?
They are deception to the parents, that their students are doing what their wards and children are doing well.
Can you deceive parents that their children are not doing well?
I will tell you that a school that has 7 permanent teachers with 300 students cannot do well.
So how are the parents deceived? Is it not something they can see if their parents are doing well or not?
But there's what I called conspiracy between the elites in the state, thinking what they need is to have road to use their cars. They forget there were no roads when they were in school.
Conspiracy of the elites.
Yes, because people are not talking about it.
So, all right, please hold.
People are not talking about it.
Please hold your thoughts.
Okay,
I will come back to you. We are now being joined by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy. Information and Public Enlightenment in the state, Kolapo Alimi. Of course, to speak on behalf of the Osun State Government. Honorable Commissioner, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, fair enough. And we are talking about the teachers' recruitment, which has, the conversation has lingered for years, almost 3 years right now. And just a few days ago, your principal, Mr. Governor, said it is now time to start issuing letters. And many questions are being raised. How many teachers will be given appointment letters? Will they still be from the lot that have been pending before? Or are they new ones? Who are they? Where will they be placed? What subject will they be teaching? But then there is a history how we got here. And the APC have been talking on Osun State to say, whatever you have been doing and whatever your excuses are about funding issues coming from the local government is either to not cutting it. And that's why we have you here. I like your impression of the development so far, especially the APC end, and truly why this development is just coming at this time. And people are saying, how many will be given letters? Who are they? What is the figure? You have the next 2 minutes to do all of that. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. I doubt whether the next 2 minutes to do it yet. I will just try. First and foremost, I appreciate your station for this opportunity. it is quite unfortunate that politics in Nigeria is not just about governance for some political party. A political party that prides itself in the about the welfare of the people will not go ahead to punish the same set of people. Education is too costly for anybody to be playing politics with it. And so the first question to be asked, Mr. Jamiu Olawumi and his co-travelers, is it really true that the salary and allowances of the primary school teachers, the junior school teachers are contained in the allocation of local government? If that question is answered in the affirmative, now, is it really true that about a year ago, local government allocations has been stored somewhere because of the imbroglio caused by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Kolapo Oyetola, when he was leaving? Is it really true that all the private school teachers that are already serving, that are in the active service in this state, since the local government imbroglio is on, is it true that they are being paid? Is it really true that their salary runs to billions of naira every month? So when you answer this question in affirmative, you will know how this government takes, how important this government take education. Now coming back, as far how many number? When are we? Is it from the same process? The recruitment process started in 2024, and we have explained and explained to the whole world why it was not done. Because before you recruit, you must have the capability to pay. And if what is happening in Osun happen to any other state, except Lagos, the only state that has done this, what we are doing in Osun today, is Lagos. That the allocation will not be available and will still be paid the teachers. So it requires caution. Now it is the same process that we completed. The number we are going to recruit, I've explained to the media several times, that is coming on it. But it requires serious financial issue. We have to look at the amount of money that is, are we having any remaining amount of money? Because it is after the state has settled its own salaries and allowances that by bailout, we have to pay those of the local government. And so very, very soon you will know the number. But it is the same process of those that have carried out, that have done the exam, have attempted as you. It is part of them that we are going to recruit certain number, which we are going to make known very, very soon.
All right, Mr. Olawumi, do you want to respond to that?
I should. It's quite unfortunate that the commissioner is taking that line of argument. If you declare a state of emergency on education, and you have hitches or a hitch that could prevent you from achieving that, you have to review your focus as a responsible government. I would have expected him to be telling us that because of the local government crisis, they have reviewed their works and expenditure on other capital projects. If he was telling us now that from 98 billion naira voted for Ede roads, it has come down to 50 billion, it would have been more tenable. And let me tell you the funding pattern in education. The senior secondary education now has a federal commission, and it is solely the duty of the state government to take care of senior secondary school education. If you claim to have problem with local government and it affects the primary 1 to GS3, what have you done in senior secondary school? You have voted 200 million naira to renovate this armament of the governor in Ede Muslim, as it was in their 2024 general spending and capital spending. That was not balanced even. They claimed they were spending 120 billion. The calculable amount there was 98 billion. Up till now, they have not given us the balance, where the balance will go. And if that school were to be a new smart school, you are turning into a smart school, at the point of that budget, you cannot spend 200 million naira.
You seem to have issues development. You seem to have issues with development in Ede.
No.
Are we now veering off this conversation?
We are not veering off the conversation.
Okay.
But let me tell you, if you look at the imbalance and you look at the character, the dramatic personnel, you think of Ede. The governor is the commissioner for works. So you cannot talk any project in Osun today without referring to the commissioner for works. And he has come from Ede.
But we are talking about education.
We are talking about education. Let me tell you my data on Ede when I was special advisor. The poverty index among students in Osun is the highest in Ede. I have data to it. That's the only place where you have students going to school with torn clothes and uniforms.
That was when?
That was before that was till 2022 when I left government. And tutor generals who have worked on Ede East, who have served in Osun West, who corroborate my stand if they are going to be honest. But
you headed the committee on education. Why was that not improved before you left government?
You don't talk about poverty index. It comes from the parent and the economy of that place.
So if the governor is prioritizing Ede, what do you have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. It is a government that has come to take a pound of flesh on the generality of Osun people.
So does that not allude to the fact that Ede had probably been abandoned by the previous administrations, including the one the principal?
Not at all. I'll give you another data.
All right.
Allen Avenue Junction in Lagos records close to 150,000 traffic per day. You don't have a place that matches that in Osun State. And a place where you cannot record 15,000 vehicles moving in a day is having 5 dualized roads linking that place. It will worry you.
What's the point? What's your point exactly?
The point is what they are doing sectorally has a huge bias to the general development or to the overall development of the state, which is education.
All right, we'll come back there. Let me go to Honorable Alimi. Honorable Alimi, now, back to this discussion now. And I'd like to ask, because some really are saying before the governor, in a public gathering, we come up with such an announcement, one would think every detail should have been perfected. Now, people have been asking how many people will be issued. When the governor said, in fact, for people that are just joining us, can we have that video again? Please hold on. Let's have that video again.
I repeat, I'm happy to announce that I've approved the release of letters of appointment to the new teachers. The Commissioner of Education is to act on this directive with immediate effect. This directive gives effect to the decision of the State Assembly Council at its early December 2025 meeting.
All right. Now, Honorable Commissioner, looking through that announcement made by your principal, he said that was ratified in December 2025 by the State Executive Council. He made the announcement a few days ago in January, and he said it takes immediate effect. The Commissioner for Education should act on it immediately. Today is January 22, and we are still asking how many people will be issued letters of appointment. Till now, no figure. There are many persons that will think the governor is just trying to give people what to chew.
Well, thank you very much. You have actually anchored back the program to the topic. It is customary of the APC in these states, whenever they are defeated on the argument, they fear off. They have taken themselves to be the enemy of other people. They always attack Ede. We know their antics.
All right,
because the government is from Ede.
Honorable Commissioner.
Come to the issue.
No. I need to address that one. Mr. Jamiu Olawumi was a special advisor on education. So he knows what I'm saying. It is not only primary 1 to 4 teachers that the local government is responsible for the payments. No, the local government is responsible from primary 1 to JF3. Let him contradict me on that one too. And he knows that their salary runs to billions of naira every month. So if there is an agreement that there is an imbroglio on the issue of local government, which makes that allocation not available for those teachers, and Mr. Jamiu also attest, which all of you also attest to the fact that all the category of teachers that in active practice, they are being paid up to this moment. The first question that you say is that how has this governor been doing this? That and you have to give kudos to such a governor before you say add more. What if we have added more and the teacher has gone on strike and the entire system has collapsed? This is a government that is governing with a good intention and has quality men, not running houses that will just go ahead and be talking. Before we take a decision, we give it a very huge.
All right, point made, Honorable Commissioner. Let's go back to the conversation.
Now coming back to your question. Now coming yes, that's very crucial because some outsider will be watching us.
Yeah.
Now coming back to your question, after the Executive Council in December, what we said was that during the December, some teachers might still go on retirement. And that after the December, we can look into it. It was pursuant to that decision that the governor directed the Commissioner for Education. And immediately, the Commissioner for Education, the head of service, they are on it to determine the number. Immediately the number is determined, they will be given the letter. Let me tell you, when you are talking of issue of recruitment, there are so many unemployed youth outside. Everybody has people one way or the other who needs job. But you don't just recruit based on sentiments. Anything related to recruitment, it requires deep action. Now, let me inform Mr. Jamiu Olawumi and other people that are watching us that salary is a recurrent expenditure which you pay every month. And it entails allowances, training, and so on and so forth. Capital expenditure and salary, they are not in the same category. In a capital expenditure, it might be just once you do a project and it will be there. But salary, if you pay this one, you pay every month. And so it's not the same. And let me inform the whole world that very, very soon, by next week, we'll come out with the figure, and those that are concerned will be given letter and trained, and they will be deployed to our schools. But before I conclude, let me inform the whole world that this government is not deceiving any parents. And we have national data to buttress our point. I've stated it before that Osun moved from number 33 in year 2024 to number 7 in NECO rating. Now, last year, 2025, another NECO rating came up and Osun maintained number 7. That number 7 happened to be the number 1 in the southwest, over and above Lagos State and other states whose allocations are not fitted. So we should give kudos to this government. We are not just talking. The NECO is not our own body. NECO is a national body. So that is what is failing them. They don't know how to do it. And I said I give kudos to the anchors. I give kudos to the NUT. I give kudos to the old school association, old student association. And we equally give kudos to the National Youth Service Corps.
Barrister Alimi, let me come in here. Mr. Jamiu had already talked about that. He did say that with the backlog that we're having now, we may have the consequences reaped in like 5 years to come. And let's talk about the success that you said the administration has recorded. What if it was as a result of the work that was done before your administration?
Nothing was done before our administration. When you are talking of those students in SS2, SS3, SS1, it depends. When you are talking of students in SS2, SS1, SS3. It depends on how you monitor the students during that period. I was once a teacher. The white syllabus actually starts from SS1 to SS3. It is how a student, how the system monitors the kids, the pupils, the students during that period that will determine the output. So it's not what they are saying, it's not part of it. And it's not only that one. We have other data to show we have our students as excel in national competition. So what I'm saying next is that they always like to belittle an achievement. If that was the case, let me give you another one, which is not in education. There was this primary healthcare challenge that was done in the year 2024. Osun came first in the entire Southwest, and it was equally done in 2025. We equally came first in the entire Southwest, over and above Lagos State and Ogun State. So if you are saying it is because of the power something, then you are not correct. Then let me tell you one thing. Some people have said it is because of the private schools. Now, don't you have private schools in other states? Are you getting it now? So the point I'm making is that, let us come back to the issue, is that this narrative is being worked upon. We are going to come out with our number very soon. But talk to those people, the wicked people that are dealing with our people with a local government allocation.
Barrister, let's mind the language, please.
No, I said, let me tell you, I repeat, whoever that is behind, those people that are behind the issue of local government with ODE, they are enemies of the state. You know that this money has purpose. You apart from salary and allowances, it's development of the grassroots. You are rating us for 3 years. If you want to rate us, you should rate us for 2 years. Because since February 2025, our allocation for local government has not been coming, and we have been managing using state resources to manage the entire system.
Okay, I'd like to ask you at this.
It was only Lagos State that has ever done that one.
I'd like to ask you at this point, Barrister, is the state actually encountering challenges in issuing these letters?
No. That's why, when you say governance is not about sentiment, it's easier said than done. Anybody you want to recruit, if you are not a wicked soul, you must have the capacity to pay such a person.
You do have the recruitment list already. If the governor is talking about issuing letters, it means you have a list of people, teachers that you want to recruit, right?
Thank you. We plan to recruit 5,250 teachers, and 33,000 applied. 11,000 qualified for interview. We have the list of that 11,000. Before we select certain number of 11,000, it requires those people in finance, and they have been meeting. Even though they give us the figure they gave us, we will select those.
Honorable Alimi, is this not taking too long?
It is not difficult.
Is it not taking too long? I remember we had this conversation with you last year. You told the same line, very soon, very soon. The governor said that a few days ago, very soon again. This is not a new recruitment. You know them. You are even reading out the figures for us right now. So you have announced the issuance of the the appointment letters again. For how long again? It is not new.
I'm very surprised that you are so much concerned about how long. But you are not concerned about the allocation. When you are talking, or when we talk, please, all of us are in the public domain. That is the dream.
Honorable Alimi, let me reframe. This is not about being concerned.
Wait.
Honorable, please hold on. You have to wait.
Wait.
Please hold on.
Okay.
Let me make this point. Now, everybody, whatever we do here, of course, you are the information. We are a mirror of the society. And sources not just from Femi Ojo and Tope alone. It's what the people are asking to say, how long? This is like 3 years. Now, whatever the challenges are that you have said, fairly to your narrative, this is where we are. It was the governor himself who announced this again. And almost a week after, the people are still asking the same question. When is it going to be? You are saying I'm the one that you are surprised about my line of questioning. This is not about me. Now, this is about everything. Now, let me say what the APC said. The APC, hold on, sir. The APC contended. Hold on, sir. Please hold on. You will answer. That's why we have it here. You will answer. It further contended that the state government had received substantial allocations since coming into office and should not attribute recruitment challenges solely to financial constraints. So all of those things, you have the floor now. Please go ahead. Now,
before I even answer your question on that, the one you asked me, based on their own narrative, can't you take them off? when you are talking of a huge allocation, you are talking of combined that of state and local government for a state. And just point out one state where we could just carry on without the allocation of local government to which the salary and allowances of foreign teachers are attached. And we are carrying on. I ask you the question I put to you, is so particular to you. So those in that category that are asking for how long, and they know that the allocation to which the private school teachers and local government and junior school should be paid is attached somewhere. And they know that we are paying them. And they know that these people are not on strike. We support be given kudos. It is not how long. We have to do it into the best interest of the state. We cannot time of the people that will recruit and will not be able to pay. So very soon you will know the number, but talk to those people, the enemies of this state, and those people behind the withholding of the allocation, the development of the grassroots have been put in comatose. Apart from that development, we are talking of salaries and allowances of the people. We are talking of the board for the pensioners. So these people they are laughing to the bank. They are smiling in their home, while some people are suffering. So the withholding of the allocation, I must tell you, has a serious effect on the development of the state. So always talk to them whenever you see them. I have no apology that whoever is in APC today that is supporting the withholding of this allocation is one of the enemies of this state.
All right. Let me ask Mr. Jamiu Olawumi here. He's an APC chieftain. Now, you just had the commissioner, and he said APC members in Osun implicitly, in fact, that you guys are the enemies of this state, because they said even before now, your party is the party at the center, and you have been using it to stifle, the local government functionability, and you are the one responsible for the imbroglio, which has hampered heavily on the finance of this state. In fact, the commissioner has called you an enemy of this state. Why are you doing that?
Is that his interpretation of the Supreme Court ruling on local government?
Okay, what is
as a lawyer? No, it's a rhetoric. If he's a lawyer and also he has practiced, I know he has been to the Supreme Court about 4 or 5 times on political matters. If that is...
You must have his briefs.
So if that were his interpretation or Supreme Court ruling, then I see him as a good lawyer. But I know he can do better. However, let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. I want to ask him.
Okay.
When he was building his house, it was a capital project from his resources. How many times were his children denied going to school? If you are talking about capital, that's why we have environment in budget management.
What's the inference here?
What's the nexus here? What are you?
Why are you impatient?
Okay.
That's why we have environment in budget management. When you have challenge in a place, you can reduce fund and move it to another place if you are not meeting your targets. So the tenaciously holding on to road construction at the expense of education is maladministration.
The schools are not short.
The schools are not short, but they don't have the necessities of being a good school. Let me tell you, in 2020, excuse me, in 2020, the vacancy in Osun School were 12,500 teachers. That was the declared vacancy by Tutor General. And if you start somewhere, you will reduce the figure of the backlog. That's why we're starting with 2,500. Ever since then, a lot of people have left the service through death, transfer, relocation, and through tenure in the service. And a lot of people are also, what he's talking about salary now, it is their own government that set up an audit panel that said over 8,000 ghost workers are in the state. That's another way to let him know that the finances of the state are poorly managed. They are not spent where they were needed.
But the state governments have refuted that, by the way.
But it was their consultant. It was their consultant.
Do you not think it's a gain on the administration to have recognized the fact that there was a leak?
For how long have they paid for 8,000 ghost workers? A lot of people have left the service through JAPA. And you have the conspiracy within the service.
That audit started in 2024.
2024. So were we in the government in 2024?
You have just talked about another.
Came into office. We are talking about finances.
Yeah.
Because all he has placed the premise of his argument on finance. If you are in office for 2 years, you cannot discover or detect ghost workers, and it has vested for another 1 year before.
Your principal did that too.
Yes,
he did.
Yes.
He premised, some of the failures of his administration on the fact that there was court rulings and all of those issues, and then COVID-19 as well.
What rulings about?
How he came into office.
We are talking about finances. Even when he was...
I'm saying, could you not cut them some slack that truly finance may have hampered the administration's efficiency?
Why education not paid? Why are not remitted?
Well, the local government allocation wasn't paid.
For 4 years? For 3 years?
For how long was it not paid? I mean, the local governments were closed for almost a year.
Because they orchestrated...
And they were still paying members of the local government.
They orchestrated a strike that did not allow the head of local government service access the fund, because the funds are released every month.
You call that a strike?
They orchestrated the strike.
The Nolge advised
I don't know in whatever climes.
Yeah. That Nolge advised members to stay at home because of security concerns.
And the government has confirmed that there was security failure. If they cannot assure Nolge, the chief security officer of the state cannot assure them to go back and reinvigorate the security system in local government.
All right, let me bring Commissioner.
That's a failure.
Let me bring Commissioner Alimi in on this thing to respond to part of what you have said. Please, Commissioner, are you there?
So as we speak now, about 18,000 vacancies in secondary schools.
All right, please let him respond. You might want to react to all he has said.
Yeah, first and foremost, yes, sorry, I didn't want to interject. I didn't want to interrupt.
Thank you for that. Foremost, you have the floor now.
The audit carried out by the
Sally Tibet.
The auditor for the Sally Tibet was between 2022 when we got to power. Between 2018 and 2022, get that one correct. It was the audit to audit the period of Gboyega Oyetola. And because we didn't want to play politics about it, we will have known that 80,000 ghost workers. So you should take that one home. That if they discover, assuming it is true, maybe they are the one paying the ghost workers. But we discover it's not true. So we are not the kind of government that we pay politics with that one. As for prioritizing the finance of the state, let me explain. It's not to contradiction. I said you can check the terms of reference of Sally Tibet. It was from 2018 to 2022. Now, as for prioritizing the finance of the state, let me tell you, if you have not prioritized the finance of the state, those in categories of workers, the private school teachers, the local government staffs, the pensioners there, the junior school teachers, they wouldn't have been collected the salary. They get that one clear.
But you take their revenue.
We have prioritized. After we have prioritized, pardon me what you say. You say we take that. Let me just anchor my thought. What is the revenue that we are talking about? When they are on strike, do they get any revenue? Who will get the revenue?
I will let you know. After you finish, I'll let you know.
Please hold on.
I'll let you know the size of revenue you take from the
Please go ahead, Barrister.
By the time you are talking, I didn't interrupt you.
Go ahead, Mr. Commissioner.
You have another advantage. So, as I was saying, it was because we prioritize, first and foremost, when you are in this kind of situation, and you have people that are full-headed, that are intelligent, your priority will not be, let us add more to the workforce. Your priority will be, how do we sustain those in the service so as not to collapse the system? After that one, how do we maintain the standard? I told you earlier on that we have to say kudos to the NYSC. We have written today.
Honorable, are you still with us? All right, we'll start and reconnect with him. Now, what he's saying right now is some of these challenges might be there. The recruitment thing, in which he said he has just promised the whole world by next week.
The PTA.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
The PTA. Okay, I didn't know you have been cut out.
We lost your thought at
You
some
wanted
point.
to talk about the NYSC.
Oh, yes. I told you the NYSC we should give kudos to them. we wrote them that all the corpers that are gone to university to read education for service in Osun, they should assist us by posting them to schools. So we are enjoining that. The all students in federal schools, they are assisting. The PTA, they are assisting. Then we in the Maleko, those that read education, they are there. So let me tell you one thing. All the stakeholders in education, they know this government means well, and they understand the antics of APC is to make sure they put a clog in the wheel of progress of this state. They are cooperating with us. And so the school, our school is still being run perfectly well. And that's why I gave you that national data, which they are trying to undermine here and there. So in other states, they didn't put on something 5 years ago. That is why they are not performing. So the issue now is this, very strong, just for you to understand, very, very soon, which is not the time that we take a month and so on and so forth. Because as I'm talking now, this morning, some people still have meeting on it, and they will fine-tune their work, and then the letter will be released. But as I've been saying, we will continue to say it. And history will not smile to those people that are behind the issue of local government imbroglio. And let me state one thing that we have done, so that we know that these people are not friends of Osun State. We wrote to the federal government. So even if it is just salary alone, they should allow the local government career officers to take care of them, so that the category of workers that are to take their salary from the local allocation will not suffer. They refuse to give. That shows their intention. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Right. Let me react to one or two things
quickly before we go on break.
Do you allow workers who are on strike to access funds for government for 9 months, 10 months? You brought them to the states. You were meeting with them, all of them. You didn't ask them to go back to work. Instead, you are issuing releases. We are issuing releases that would take the IGR from local government payable to a particular account. You are giving out website. Local government origin certificates, they are now accessing it through the states. You are paying for the workers because you are also taking their money. The money that ought to go to local government, parts of such funds are coming to the state level.
What money?
To the state coffers.
To the state coffers. There are a number of instructions, websites created for IGR of local government to come to the state.
Honorable Alimi, is that true?
He cannot deny, because local government identification fund.
You have made an allegation. Let him respond.
Let me finish. Let him jot it down. You can't disturb my line of thought.
Hold on, sir. Honorable Commissioner, please answer.
Mr. Jamiu Olawumi, you have to be sincere for at least.
Are you saying the local service commissioner did not issue releases about those things?
Let him answer. You are alleged.
Let me respond to you. Let me tell you today. There is no local government in Osun today. I was commissioner for local government for 2 times. There is no local government in Osun today. Before I even talk about whether somebody is taking their money or not, there is no local government in Osun today that can generate in a month 1 million naira. I can tell you, when they are showing their full force, there is no that local government today. What are you talking? The issue of a local government region has been centralized.
You won't be able to do
that. Local government blogger. Because we discovered that some people are manipulating these processes.
You have the floor.
So apart from the,
you will be able to
let me learn.
Because you have
that's why if you don't know, you have to learn. You are in the studio. People will not hear me when you are talking. That's why I take my time to make sure I keep notes when you are talking.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
So assuming in the full swing, so there is no local government that can generate 1/20 of his salary. That is one. Not to talk of the salary of local staff. Not to talk of primary school teachers, junior school teachers, pensioners, and so on and so forth. So that argument is off the track when we are talking of state prioritizing the payment of salary and allowance.
Okay, let me raise the second.
Hold on, sir.
Because time is of essence.
All right, Honorable Alimi, I think you have answered, but the question is, even if it's 100 naira or 200 naira, what is said that in one way or the other, whatever belongs as a function to the local government is now being carried out in a kind of arrangement and is generating money, even if it's 1 kobo into Osun State Government. Is that true? That's the question.
It is not. It is not. I told you that it is only in the state of origin. When we discovered that some people somewhere, this is of security, some people somewhere, we just
I will also tell you another one.
Collect of state of origin for some people. You understand it? But let me tell you what I know, even before now.
Tell us.
That there was an arrangement with all the government that whatever that we should centralize in order for the people not to be taxed twice, just like the federal government is trying to do now, to prioritize the collection of all ideas. But when you are talking of the entire idea, when you are talking of the entire idea in Osun, take note of this thing. The entire idea in Osun cannot pay the local government, even including under the state, cannot pay the local government staff and private school teachers at the local government. So forget about that one. It is an act of diversion that it is the artist. They know why you can ask them, why did they plan to recruit 2,500 teachers and they only recruited 1,000? It was when they have lost the election that they now recruited to discover that that's why you say Malapide. They live.
All right, it seems we are having some
problem on it. So if this issue is not about IGR, all those things that he's talking about, it's a means of diverting the situation. How much is your daughter or your wife will pay for the state of origin? During that period, the town planning sections of the local government, are they on that they will be able to get money for it? Those in the garage. Are you getting it now?
All right, Barrister.
So if you have planning, during that strike, during that period, do you have local government people that the town planning section working? So let us face the reality. This government is prioritizing the workers' welfare and the workers' pay. The government that contains the enemies of these people,
you talk this morning.
All right, Barrister, we're at a loss for time now. We'll be taking this quick break. When we return,
you are talking too much.
Barrister, Mr. Olawumi,
to take the time.
Please. All right, we'll be going on a quick break, dear viewers. Thank you for keeping faith. We'll be back.
You had like 10 minutes before he came in.
Welcome back and thank you for keeping faith. We had the first leg of the conversation. We'll resume with the second leg of the conversation now.
All right. And, let me, Honorable Commissioner, are you still with us, please?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Before I come to you, I would like to ask Mr. Jamiu Olawumi this question in all good faith. Now, those workers that were at home, they never said they were on strike. They only took security advisory from their leaders. That's what they called it, because of the situation where they were going
what assurance
on that break.
Did the government give to them?
That will not be my duty.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm also listening.
All right, hold on, sir. Will you prefer that in as much the labor, the non-gay guys that were at home, workers, for 10, 11 months, the part that they told, will you have preferred, will the Osun APC have preferred that they are not paid, in as much they are not working, quote unquote?
I must say they should not have been paid.
Why?
Because there's a labor law in Nigeria that's no work, no pay. The job of government is to provide security and welfare. The government has failed now to provide security for them to do their job.
But is that a provision of security? Asking people to stay away from a chaotic place. Remember that it was at this local government that some of your members were killed.
Excuse me now. When they were on this strike, they were doing marriage certificates and all those marriage ceremonies in local government.
Not at the local government.
I can tell you 2-4 times. We had engaged them in that local government here to give you a very close example. they still conduct marriages. Local government staff, they were doing it. And there was no security. There was security infrastructure anywhere. Where did they conduct marriage and they were attacked? I'm in town, you might be in your studio.
We don't.
You are conducting marriages.
Allow me. We don't live in the studio. We live in the town as well.
That is what I'm putting to you. They conduct marriages in local governments across the state.
So you rather say, in as much they have not.
Somebody who is on strike, occasioned by security infraction.
Strike. We're still trying to clear that.
They never said they were on strike.
They were not on strike.
Okay.
They received an advisory and they took it.
Okay. Thank you for giving me that. Okay. But that is not what's in the public domain. They were on strike.
So you'd rather they not be paying as much they didn't agree with the labor laws. That could have been chaotic in the state.
When did they go back to review the security situation? After 2-3 months, when they claimed there was insecurity, did they attempt to go back? Did the government provide security? At local government secretariats?
But can the state government provide security actually?
Of course. Are
they in charge?
There have been security. There have been security in those local governments. They are secured. The state has commissioner of police. The state has civil defense. And the state also claimed to have Amatekun.
What is...
Even though their own Amatekun are killing people in Akladi. And the head is in Abuja till now pulling his feet.
All right. Let me come to Commissioner. Sorry. It's, there is this part, Commissioner, in which there is a big allegation that some top officials of the state, for the want of a better word, not allowing a smooth process of this recruitment. And I'd like you to clarify, deny, or confirm, because there is a report from the Punch that said that the state government has clarified that the issuance of appointment letters to the first batch of newly recruited teachers is ongoing, dismissing that the top officials are stalling the process. Some of the names that are being given are to do with that of the head of service and the chief of staff. They said they have been delaying the exercise over financial considerations. Will you want to, shed some light?
Yes.
Honorable Commissioner, please hold on.
Apology to you.
He had just taken an aversion. He had just said he wouldn't be able to call